Ready? Good evening, and it's Sunday evening. Hope you are all doing well. You know, I have a interesting topic today. It is on what's called integrated yoga. See, when you approach any yoga studio, yoga teaching, or school, any place, they would present one particular type of yoga that people are interested in. Some are interested in physical yoga, that's the hatha yoga they call it. Some are interested in bhakti yoga, that's on love and devotion. Some are interested in knowledge yoga, gnana yoga. Some are interested in meditation, raja yoga, and some are interested in how to realize the self. That's the highest one. There is a link to all these things. You could just aim for physical health, wellness, or mental stability, or stress relief, or any physical symptoms, any of them. Okay, that is there. But then there is what's called integrated yoga, where you can combine your actions, your feelings, your thoughts, and ultimately quiet your mind and then see your real nature beyond the quiet mind. Unless you have a quiet mind, you cannot feel that real self of yours. Okay, that's the real purpose of yoga. And then there, your consciousness is merged with the universal consciousness, those kind of things. So I kind of put in a small video that will tell you all about what is this integrated yoga. What is that I want to do in the morning, what I want to do in the mid-morning, and what I want to do afternoon, and in the evening, and at night time. So those kind of 5 yogas are combined together in this video, and I'm going to publish that on the YouTube, and you can see. But I'm going to bring it here to the clubhouse, and I can paste it there for people who want to pin that link. Okay, I'll pin the link, and you can go to the and then see that. Okay, so it's basically really understanding what are the yogas that we have, and then how we can really make them understand us, right? So how can we understand and really apply them on a daily basis? That's what it is, right? So these yogas are, first one is what's called karma yoga. Second one is called bhakti yoga. Third one is raja yoga, and fourth one is gnana yoga. There is a method to this madness in terms of how you go about it. What it is the ultimate aim being getting the knowledge of who we are. That is possible if you attend to your mind, in terms of how that mind is dirty with so many desires, so many thoughts, and all that. First, you have to clean it up, and then you got to focus that mind, and then a purified, focused mind can really see what is the real nature of ours. Mind quite too. So the yoga that you do for your job, for your livelihood, for your whatever activity you do, how do you do, with what attitude you do? That's called karma yoga. If you do just a job, then that is karma. To do is karma. But when it is done yogically, here the key is unselfishly and without really bothering about the results. If you can do that unselfish activity or acts of kindness, That is karma yoga. Okay, so you could start in the morning by getting up and say, what is that I can do that will be unselfish on my part, but it will be useful for somebody else or something else, and how can I do random act of kindness? That's a good enough. You can reflect on that. That's what I presented in the video. And in the late morning or mid morning, you can do some kind of you know activity that is devotional for you, if you believe in God and all that. Or if you really don't believe in God, or that higher energy that's guiding all the activities of the world, something like that, right? And then once you are done that, then spend your time studying subjects of spirituality, and whatever books you think are available to you, or sources or videos, anything. After that is done, in the evening time, sit down for meditation, understand what is meditation and all that. And finally, before you go to bed, you have to have this knowledge yoga, in the sense you and the cosmos, consciousness of the universe, you are the same. You are coming from that. You have that attitude, you go to sleep with that. It is much better than thinking something, being negative, and all that. So, this daily different times, what you do with your actions, with your feelings, with your thoughts, with your knowledge, all those yogas combined together is called integrated yoga. So it's not like you just go and do job ambitiously and then competitively and all of that. No, it's more like a, what can I give to the others, right? Like I come and present these videos and talks is just to present so that something may help somebody. That's what I'm doing here. Okay. Then I have a devotional attitude towards the higher forces, and I do the meditative awareness. I don't have to do deliberate meditation because I have gone through that stage. But people can sit down and calm their mind, collect their mind, concentrate their mind, and all that. And then fourth one is once it is calmed and once it is focused, purified, focused mind can see who we are. That becomes the integrated. So there are Sanskrit words for that. Mala, Vikshepa, Avarana. Mala means dirt. So you don't have to see how you can purify your mind. Usually, selfish desire is the one which accumulates all the dirt in your mind, right? So unselfish activity is something that is really good for you. Okay, uh, so if you can cultivate some activity, or hi Sonia. Okay.
Hi, Dr. Ram.
Hi. So this is something very simple thing that you could do on a daily basis. Hi Mirza.
Dr. Rao, how are you?
I'm good, good. So I have already introduced the topic, but I will repeat for you guys again. I thought of giving something simple of how we spend our day with this integrated yogas, four yogas. Okay, the yoga of action, yoga of feelings and love, and yoga of knowledge, and yoga of meditation. uh, Morning what you do, afternoon what you do, and evening what you do, and before you go to bed, nighttime what you do. They're all there in that video. Take a look at that. I kind of presented there. So what do you feel about this, Sanya?
Sorry, Doctor. I, I haven't looked at your website just yet, but integrated yoga
Yeah,
by.
this I pinned this video here. I hope you can see that.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
That's good.
Marcella is
There's
there.
a lot of videos, right?
Yeah, this I just made this afternoon. So I was putting it there, for people to use.
That's great. I always understood yoga to be like everything, right? So I
Yeah.
don't know what integrated means.
Yeah, but they get clarity about what is what and all that. What happens is, if your mind is purified, if your mind is focused, then it can feel and realize what is of true nature, full, serene, peaceful, existential self. That's why people uh, not have confusion about it. Otherwise, they think it's just for the body, or just for concentration, just for meditation, or just for something like that. And some people really do not see the potential of real yoga. So I have been talking about yoga being part of my daily routines, but then this gives more shape and understanding for people to easily follow, and then they can have some questions and all that we can always attend. So that's why I presented this video. So people using this as another exercise or another measure where they can focus and all that. But then if you really look at it, it's much more valuable for mental health, for relationships, for just enhancing your memory, enhancing your mental faculties, and so many ways. You don't have to uh, follow the religions, or you don't follow any particular viewpoint. But if you understand why they invented the whole thing, then it will have much more impact on your life. That's why I presented this. Still, it's very difficult for people to integrate everything. They yield to whatever feeling comes up, the moods and all that. They yield to whatever thoughts they have accumulated without them realizing they come from within. They don't know how to calm everything down and then go to good sleep when the things are not good outside. So that kind of thing. So that's something made a difference for me in 80s when things were very tough as a physician, and understanding mind operations, what happens and all that. I never had to go through that kind of thing again, because things have become orderly, and then you do things better. Things happen much better. So that is why, without saying it will help your mental health, it will help your uh, capacities of your mind and brain. um, People don't realize that. you know you can do the physical exercise only and breathing only, and then you could say, "Oh, I feel much better," and go about. That's fine, but that's kind of missing out on bigger things. But you have to understand the integration. That's why I kind of put a tentative routine here. Hopefully, that will make sense for people. It's a very short video, really. You know?
Yeah, of course, I appreciate yoga beyond it. I too put it into my life, right, in terms of applications, all the practices, right?
Yeah.
And so has seen the benefits for what you call integrated yoga, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it has like not if yes, I mean it's good that people go for the body part as well.
Yeah.
But I think that is the first initial step, right?
Yeah.
And then once they understand that, to look beyond, and I think it does take a little bit of an effort to go beyond the body part, right? And yeah. I think a lot of the studios or the yoga studios or places now are trying to integrate that as well, right? understand yoga and meditation together, and then of course now how to apply it in the real life outside of the studio, right?
Yeah. See, these yoga studios and all, whatever is the modern things going on, that's okay. But then many of them use this to improve their external situations. That is one thing. But improving our inner health, and then that reflecting the outer is a style that I have appreciate very much. That I don't see. Many people really can't understand even. Some of the students that came up here from India and other places, they were excellent physical yoga experts and all that. But they don't have any idea about how to help people internally. That requires really careful study and presentation. That is lacking. That's why I come up and say these things. But many people go for the physical help only, which is physical health only. But it's the other way around that's important. Like for example, Patanjali has 8 steps in that, right? Of the 8 steps, if you retrace one by one, then last one is the stability in the body. But the highest one is the where you are absorbed in your true self, where your mind is completely calm. Okay, so that kind of thing is very very needed, and also very much kind of helps you to be quiet and fearless and unselfish and peaceful and serene. So this yoga video that I put up there has indications for all that. As we take each, there are a lot of Sanskrit words there, but I put the meaning right away then. So if you understand that, then we can go deeper into each type, and then we can address those issues too. So, Santosh, Kanan, welcome. Daryl, Marcella, and the Wisdom app, welcome. So, hi Santosh, how are you?
Dr. Rao, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah, how's everything going on with you? Because I was a little bit away for a couple of days in Farmhouse. I was not feeling great. Like I was okay, but a little bit of cold because first the kids brought from school and they got sick, and then I got a little bit, a couple of days was a little bit. I did not rest as a whole, as a sick person, but a little bit the difficulties I was facing earlier, and now it's now back to normal. Everything is all right. So what topic we are talking right now?
It is about what is integrated yoga and how can we make it daily routine. Not that you have to be strictly like that, but you can just look at the video and see how many of them are really you are able to do during the day, and then slowly pick it up. But I've kind of checked out what you do in the morning, what you do in the late morning, what you do in the afternoon, evening, and night, like that.
So, doctor, I want to ask you something. Like, I go to gym 4 days a week. Like, I spend 6 hours in the gym. So, once I did that, and my life is active, like I'm very active lifestyle, still yoga is required, or how do you proceed that way?
What was that? I couldn't understand.
No. My question is, I go to gym 4 days a week. Like I do 6 hours of exercise, and plus I am very active. Like my lifestyle is very active.
Very good.
So in this space,
see,
do you think that yoga is necessary, or?
Yeah, yoga is an activity you can improve whatever you are doing. For example, you are going to the gym and doing the weight lifting and all that. You can do the yoga before you start the your gym activities, and use breathing as you do the exercises. So that enhances your exercise capacity, and also reduces cramps and all that. But this is not just a physical health only. You want to understand your heart, your mind, and your consciousness and all that. So it's much deeper. You see, unfortunately, many people reduce it to only physical health, but I'm talking about much deeper spiritual health, emotional health, and mental health. And that's why whenever I tell people I'm blissful, they don't understand. But that is really possible with this kind of approach. You can have situations in life are very tough, but you will do them much better with this uh, inner transformation. Actually, comes through your physical yoga and all that. Suppose you are feeling lazy and you don't really want to do gym one day, for example, you can just sit down and take deep breaths and then visualize that you are doing that in the gym, and immediately your attitude will change, your energy will change too. So like that, so many benefits are there, Santosh. Make sense?
Yeah, yeah, very complete sense. I understood what you mean. Like, yeah, you're right, absolutely right. So it means after hearing from you that definitely gym is the different thing. Like we maintain our body and all these things, and this is for mental and spiritual and long term sustainable type of wellness, isn't it?
See, what happens is, if you really understand yoga purpose and do that, you don't have to be a Hindu or any particular religion. You don't have to convert to anything. What you understand is, you can reshape yourself internally, and that results in resilience, that results in determinism, that results in flexibility, all that internally. So you will be able to do whatever you want to do much better that way. But for me, it's not the benefits of yoga, but it's the lifestyle of yoga that kind of gives value. you know um, Actually, ancient wisdom talks about yoga being your individual soul really realizing it's a part of the universal consciousness. Once you have that, then you have the tools of intellect, body, emotional self, and all that, right? And then they are not going to dominate you. They are going to actually serve you better. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's on the phone there.
Yeah, Sunny, you were going to say something?
I think he's on the phone. So speaking of that, and I for me, it's just just appreciating everything that comes with it. Especially you mentioned the enhancement of it, right? Which is really like something that people don't realize, and
See, this video came, Sanya. I was recently challenged by a profound spiritual study that I did. And then there it is like what you know, are you able to live it? Or it's like a walk the talk, and when you look at it, the clarity is there for me. That's why these things flowed very easily. But then I just don't want to keep them to myself. That's why I kind of give it a writing and video and then present and talk about it. But then the challenge was, are we doing all these things in our life? That was the challenge. And then there were several things that brought out that was very joyfully pleasing to me. you know I was overjoyed when I discovered that. So instead of describing the benefits and kind of luring people, I just want to present to them, see whether they can experiment by themselves and then realize that. So there was a survey taken. How many percentage of Indians do really understand this, or do they really do that? Then somebody was saying maybe 10-20%, maybe, no, but not many of the people don't know the deeper knowledge that is available in the ancient wisdom. So in that way, I feel I'm blessed and really happy, but then don't want to keep the riches just for myself. You see, that is my karma yoga. Say kind of come and share, and no pressure. I'm not going to put anybody that you have to do this. I just present it, and then if they could take it, if they are really say that calculated, that worldly mind is not there, then you don't have to worry about all these things. You see, and then you just come and share, and then go. I wish people take this a little serious, and then see how many things they were able to accomplish. If not, what was the problem, and then they can come and discuss with me. That would be more fruitful for them and for me too. You see what I mean?
Yeah, that's yeah. I love that. I mean, but I think.
Yeah, it's a question of everybody asking me, how are you, doctor? I'm fine, I'm beautiful. So the actually I feel like a real blessed knowledge, and with its insights, and the challenge was, what do you know are you applying? And then I'm pleased, many of the things that I understood, so that is a good thing. It's not a credit or anything like that, but it is a phase. You know what I mean? So in the wellness club, the people come, they just want to fix only physical things. Then I introduce some of these things to them, and then they are able to fix them. But then they're also able to handle their situations much better. That pleases me quite a bit, you know. So it's not like a girl was there, she was losing her temper very easily, and she was justified, she thinks, uh, in her approach, and losing the temper because she can't help it, she says. But once I showed her how she could really watch it, and then don't have to do much, but then slowly they go down, but then build up the resilience with all that I do in the morning, and that transformed her a little bit, even though she didn't do much, but that she did whatever she understood. That's the important thing. What did you understand? How much are you bringing to your life? You see, when I read that, it's like a subjecting my own self. I'm doing, what is happening. That was very revealing, and fortunately, I was able to discover that I'm doing lots of things, especially the deeper end of things, I come every day. Sometimes nobody shows up here, but still get lecture and go. It's a kind of very important, these things, right? Somebody is saying something. Is that too much the background music, Sanya?
No, it's I think it just people are kind of occupied doing something else. But
no, background music. Somebody said from you from that the background music is loud or something. That's why I was asking. I lowered it now. So
yeah, okay.
So any questions, Sanya, Santosh, Kannan, or anybody on this one?
Doctor, are you only on Clubhouse, or you are performing you are live on other network as well, like Facebook or LinkedIn or the other platform, or what is it Clubhouse at the moment?
I'm all channels. That's my style ever since. I always do this. Yeah, I open on Wisdom, I open on Clubhouse, and I open on Twitter, Facebook groups, and LinkedIn and YouTube. All of them go together.
Oh, at the same time, like when you open
Yeah.
Clubhouse, it goes all. Oh,
No,
that's
no.
good. So you have a lot of audience everywhere.
Yeah, all over. Because different people send DMs from different places. That's why. That's why I don't do a special effort about inviting people and all that. I just come and talk
yeah,
and then go. So
that's a very good idea, actually. Very good idea, Doctor. Very smart. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Otherwise, like we have not many people here, only in the clubhouse, 3, 4 people. I don't think that you are putting that much of effort for.
yeah, I don't.
People, like,
I don't really look for how many people are there and all that. Only the people where Sanya is there, and she has a genuine question. I'm happy just to answer that. So we'll communicate. But the essential is, what is that I'm trying to share? How is that going to help somebody? That is my karma. Is do it in a yogic way.
Like cricket? Did you watch game last night? Did you enjoy much?
What is that?
Did you watch game yesterday?
Oh yeah, well, they lost unfortunately.
Yeah, I know they were winning all the way every game, but at the end, not the day for them, right?
Yeah,
but
it happens.
They played really well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because they were participated. They did their best. That's good enough. Hopefully, mentally they are okay. So, like for example, this kind of things also. I mean, I watched it. It's an important game, but I decided not to do these games because they take so much time, and I have so many other things I'm doing. So I can easily. My test is how attached am I? Am I attached to that? Am I spending my time? Then I cut it off. You see. So it's a deeper thing, but it's just a game. That's okay. But they are trying. They tried their best. So. But you know what? When the game going on, also I had to have a philosophical talk with somebody. So I was. They called me around morning 6 o'clock here or something like that, and I was watching casually. But then they had some questions, so I was answering them. So I was more happy to do that than just watching the game. You see. What it is no. There is a deeper philosophical thing is entertainment. Why do we need what is happening in entertainment? What is this that is getting entertained? These are all deeper principles, right? Your so-called whatever entity that is enjoying something is not really permanent or something that is going to have these fluctuations of elation versus depression. You get elated when they win and you get depressed. I had this experience with my Bayers team in Chicago when they were saying, and we examined that issue. Why do many of my patients who are ardent fans, I was also a fan, but they were too much attached to that team. One guy, he could not watch fourth quarter on the Bayers game. So that was a real question, real problem. He was so anxious, he will get out of the house not to watch the game. He doesn't want the team to lose. Then we examined it, and then he had to be given medication to control his anxiety. But then I taught him how to be with his emotions and not to be influenced by it. What you have to do is you got to pay attention to your real inner self and stay there. Then you will see the mind reacting that way and this way. It's a very advanced meditative practice, not easy for people to do. But then if you know joy, you don't have to go for entertainment. It's always there. That's the thing people don't understand. So once you have that joy webbing up in yourself, these entertainments are belonging to some team and they are winning, then you are happy. When they are losing, you are unhappy. All those things could be there. That is a kind of deeper thing. But then my patients had real problem with that, not able to watch the fourth quarters, right? Then slowly we saw why there's so much energy in the entertainment. Why entertainment the way we being spectators, sitting down, not exercising, and also really having these mental pictures going on, that's all not good. Okay, whereas the players who are playing, who are really focused on what they are doing, they are okay. It is spectators that have the problem. And so much energy goes into the entertainment industry, and then so much deviation from what is real to what is not real. For example, you go and see a movie. The movie may have horror, or they may have adventure, they may have earthquakes or floods or whatever, right? And then you are occupied with that falsity, whereas you miss out that there is a screen underneath, and this is the movie just playing and going away. Okay, so you are not really in touch with the reality, which is the screen on which all these appearance of movies happen, right? Like that, your life, your mental picture, your activity, all that is happening on the screen of your real self. But you take those happening as real, but not the real self as that. Once you landed up in the real self, you are always serene, peaceful, happy, and blissful. Once you touch that, then you don't need any of these superficial, you know, pleasures. They don't have that same value. That's the unfortunate thing. Most of the people don't know how to tap into that real joy. So we end up on all these things. And there's a real suffering behind that. I have seen it in my patients. They spend so much energy on this thing, but they don't know how these moving pictures are, all this mental build up of fans and all that takes them away from that silence that they could be otherwise be enjoyed. But that is needed. So for me, that is fundamental. So all these things are superficial. They are there or not there, it doesn't matter to me. Make sense?
Yeah, yeah, that's good, doctor. That's your analysis. But yeah, you're absolutely right. But the thing is, that's why this post are very
actually, a lot of mental health problems are because of these entertainments too. Nowadays, it is, what they said, the more information rich you are, the poorer you are in your attention. That is actually happening. People cannot watch longer talks anymore. People cannot have meaningful, deep discussion anymore because they don't have the attention. Immediately they want to go somewhere else. Instead, what I was preaching from the beginning is, why don't you uh, calm your mind deliberately twice a day? That way, you can touch that inner peace, inner happiness, everything much more. Then you don't need to uh, clamor for this external stimuli, which may be there and gone. But then nowadays, the TV is 24 hours, the internet is there, and there's so much digital toxicity that is happening. And I talked about that several times too, how you can moderate it, how you can be in control, how you can have the digital detox once in a while. So people have to realize that. They all think, oh, that's all important for me. Fine. What is happening to your mind? What's happening to your emotions? That's what you want to look at. So many aspects of entertainment, we don't need it if we can discover our own inner joy. That may be too much, but then these integrated yogas, they lead to that. especially at night time. If you can really follow some of the measures I was always talking about, you'll have a much better sleep, and then you wake up in the morning much better. You know. I was actually talking to my students about uh, solitude of mind. How can you have solitude of mind? People don't have that these days because of the information overload, because of the so much ubiquity of this information. We may need some information definitely for our career, for our relationship, but then beyond that, there is a danger of overloading people with unnecessary information, and they're suffering from the attention deficit. That's there is a lot of, especially kids. A lot of young girls are committing suicide and all that. We know that, So I see the other side of this information overload, artificial intelligence, and all that. But you can use them properly, but at the same time protect yourself too. That's what I'm saying. What do you say, Sanya, about that information overload?
Yeah, I can understand that. Everywhere you go, you're exposed,
Yeah.
Well, and social media, anyways.
Yeah.
And then it's how do you interpret it and understand? Not even interpret it. How do you manage that, right? In terms of
it's just
you taught me in terms of technique, right?
Yeah. It's just don't allow that to be automatic. Be deliberate. Okay. Suppose you want to do a good job with something, fine. Delegate something, but then learn how to shut it off. That's what people are not doing. And then what is happening is the neurological impressions of all these things take their own life, so you drive all these things without you knowing into your subconscious, and they become a problem, and they come back when you don't want them. You see, that's what is happening with the older people, where they are using information, but then they don't know how to wipe it off. And then they kind of live with it, or they kind of silence the mind with some drugs or some alcohol or all. See, that is I don't have to do any of that. I kind of live moment by moment. That means moment to moment you are in awareness. That means you have used then, for example, I'm talking to you. We both talk, and then why do I have to allow that to go on, being there, especially emotional reactions and all that. So I kind of uh, just allow it to go away, because I'm aware in the next moment. That's the key. That helps the patient care, or any of the people interviews on the online now. I am able to be there, focused, and really with the person and listening. All that happens because you are aware moment to moment. People are thinking all the time, and they never stop thinking. There is something called silence. Stop thinking, be in silent most of the time, and then when you need to use the thought consciously. That means intentionally, deliberately, by knowing what you are talking about, be conscious about that. And then once it is done, be conscious of whatever is happening the next moment. This is a big nullification of multitasking. I don't do multitasking, but I do a lot of work. But whatever work I do, I'm completely there with it. That's all. Remember, Sanya, I was always saying in the morning, be here and now.
Yeah.
This 1 hour is exercise in awareness. That is much more now for me, because, like I said, what I say, what I talk, I have to do it.
Mhm. The other thing that I'm noticing, Dr. Rao, we came, well, I feel like, now that more, with under more control, right? And people are not going back to the way they used to. So
Yeah.
The isolation part, is still there. So I'm going into the mall or anything like that. It's not as full as used to be, or maybe it's different in the US, but I feel that is the case, right? People are now like,
Yeah.
maybe
What happened was we developed some herd immunity. That's why you have it. It's difficult for people to full blown, disease. But we are not saying that we don't have another epidemic of this size. Actually, it is the danger is more now, because what COVID revealed was lack of epidemiology facilities. Like nurses are not there, facilities are not there, and encourage all the mitigant measures for preventing any epidemic spread. Travel is still very high. Many people are traveling. So actually, this is in the medical circles. We are apprehensive and really worried that another epidemic is going to happen. It's a question of will it happen is not the question. When is it going to happen? Okay. So the better thing I'm saying is practice proactive wellness, where you can develop inner resilience by really amplifying your immunity, your resistance, and all. Okay. General measures: good vital nutrition, vigorous exercise, right? And then calm your mind and sleep well. Okay, if you do this, you will do half the battle. Then you got to be aware and be very smart about mitigant measures when something else should break out. And also you have to take the modern therapies, whatever we develop, the vaccines or the medications or treatments and all that. Okay, something that I'm paying attention to, Sania. I am there are a couple of girls that are working now with me, and then one girl was having so many problems with the long COVID. Now she's much better with that, all that. So that's something I'm happy that I was able to make them do things that way. They are more. Quality of life is there now for them, but this long COVID has become a challenge for us. Live along this is going to be there, and then we will be giving vaccinations every year, and probably newer ones will come out too. But be careful about whatever is going to come. I don't want to scare anybody, but I'm just stating a medical fact that our epidemiological infrastructure is poor, and people are also not learning the lessons that need to learn, how to improve their immunity so that they can offer more resistance to whatever new things are. And also, how are you doing not to break any outbreak? Okay, epidemic outbreak is people are still acting in the same unawareness of spreading the animal to human thing. It can happen anywhere in the world. China doesn't even want to accept the responsibility, doesn't want to shut down all those, like an example. There's so many other countries also not doing what is needed. Some of it is herd immunity. So people who survived, they developed immunity. And then the people who have long-term diseases and other problems, they are not able to develop this inner resistance I'm talking about. So it's a complicated question, but then the best thing you do at the individual level, you can do a lot more about improving our lifestyle and changing all these health measures, being smart about when things happen, how to be mitigant measures and all that. So you can be in the middle of the epidemic, but you can try to protect yourself by doing these lifestyle changes. Don't have to act with fear, but act with knowledge, act with awareness, act with daily, habits that you can improve. Hi, Jacob. How are you? have to invite him or he can come. I don't know. I haven't seen him for a while, Jacob. Say what it is, Sanya. Uh, don't look for time to get to these things. First these things, then the time will open, energy will open. Then you can do what you want to do. You see, they're always saying, "Oh, this month opens, that month." That's not like it. It's like first take care of yourself and do the things that you need to do, and then develop the inner resilience. That's what I'm trying to promote, right? And then be proactive wellness, and then come and participate in the societal activities. That will be fine. So then you will be more. It's more like a building the strength within, and then coming to the. You need to have the awareness of scientific developments and epidemiological spread and what's going on. All that is kind of awareness. But then, once you are aware, what are you doing with your own things that what you could do? Improve your nutrition, improve your exercise capacity, have the quality of sleep increase, and also work with your mind. Calm it down. Don't engage in this forever information overload, digital toxicity, and all. They have become big deal because people spend a lot of energy in unnecessary thinking or information gathering, or just burying themselves in the sea of information, which is not needed. It's actually not good also. See, there's something about neuroscience you have to understand. If you can create your own cortex, okay, why are you not doing more measures for that? Why are you allowing your cortex to get all sorts of nonsense buried deep within you? So they will come back and get you. That is science, not even philosophy. It's a neuroplasticity, right? The way you train your thinking, positive breeds on itself, and also the connections that happen will react much more and much better for you. Hi, Jacob. How are you?
Bonjour. I'm well. I've been feeling a little lonely the past couple of days, but apart from that, pretty well.
Lonely? Yeah, so people can be lonely. So, uh, you can be alone, but you don't have to be lonely because you are connected to everything, Jacob. Right?
Because I'm coming where?
You are connected to everything.
Yeah, and it's nice to see, like, I don't know, like I felt better. I did a bunch of stuff. I sat with the emotion, and I thought just continue doing.
No, you did catch what I said. If you catch what I said, you won't feel lonely. What it is if you take your real self, you are connected to Sanya, me, and Isaac. Everybody who is here or not here. At that level, we are all one, and that we miss. Okay, then that aloneness can really show you that you are that. Then you don't feel like you're cut off from anything because you are not separated. You're already in that energy. That's what I'm saying. Then that's fine. Then you can feel sad. You can feel, but then the moment you realize we are all one and we have that energy, it gives you such a metamorphosis of that feeling of cut off, right? Because you are not cut off. That's what I'm trying to point out. It's not not feel lonely or it's not there. A lot of people feel really left out or not connected and all that. What I am saying is there's underlying as a human being, we are connected at the being. That in Sanskrit terms, both may ekta. Both means our understanding of what we are is oneness. Once you are understanding that oneness, you established in that, then you are not cut off from anything. You can feel like, I want to talk to somebody, something missing, that's fine. But then you don't feel that real sadness where I'm not really connected with anything. that won't be there. That's all. It's a big deal, but I just want to tell you that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's actually very healing for the patients also. When they come to me, some of them are they have these individual situations, right, which is normal. Many people go through divorce, or people are dying around them, or especially COVID time, that happened much more. So having the inclination of this sense where they are connected, the more they go into itself, they can feel it themselves. You can analyze, and you cannot say, oh, everybody's looking for themselves, or is that not? No, their mind is making like that, but in a sense, what their energy not realize it, but we can realize it, that we are all connected at that being level. That means at that life force level. That means at the consciousness level. There is only one life force that goes through all of us to animate our minds, our bodies. That's what I'm talking about. At that life force level, we are all one. On the other hand, whoever feels the sorrow, whoever feels the crying, whoever feels the loss and all that same way they feel all around the world. People, in that way, we are all one. I'm not belittling your pain and all that. It is there. When you have that separateness, we do feel that. That's why I'm saying with a lot of compassion, a lot of understanding, not belittling that. But then this is the way, you see?
Yeah, I love that a lot. Yeah. Because no matter what, we are connected to the things around us.
Yeah.
One of the last things you said, it reminded me of a quote that I heard earlier this week. It said, our dreams separate us, but it's our, it's kind of like our pain and sorrow that brings us together.
Yeah, exactly. We are all feel the same. And actually, if you feel the pain, that pain is also mine, because you are me, I am you. There was a saying at one time, I was bowled over when I heard that. I think J. Krishnamurti said this. He said, you are, world is you. Right? So I couldn't understand for the life of me in the beginning. This was in 80s when I first was exposed to it. That means we may have different bodies, different minds and personalities and all that, right? But as human beings, how we feel, how we relate to other people and all that, that is all in oneness. And that connection, if you can intuitively feel that, then even the people who are bad people also, we can see that they are not realizing who they are, but they are acting through their minds of thought constructed ego personality, right? And then they can never get out of it. So if they can present to their own thought patterns. That statement, you are the world is you, just reflect on it. See what does it to you, what does it reveal to you. These kind of things I found don't have to answer with a particular script, but allow people to dwell into it and question it and live with the question for a few weeks or few days. Then that answer right away from somebody else, but then explore them by themselves as a question, they will find a lot more. In this video also, at the end of the night, it talks about this, in sense, realize that oneness, realize being all in one in all, and then go to sleep like that and see how much of your loneliness goes away. See the video, Jacob, when I pinned there, is about, I was talking about the integrated yoga, how you can integrate the yoga of action, which is karma yoga, yoga of devotion, bhakti yoga, yoga of meditation, Raja yoga of knowledge, Gnana yoga. If you can purify your mind with karma yoga, that's the unselfish activity, and you can focus your mind with bhakti yoga or Raja yoga, devotion or meditation, then the purified, focused mind can realize your truer self. That is all the real yoga is about. Physical is only to get the what's the sthira sukham asana. That means stability in comfort. You have to assume the posture. The body has to be like that without disease and all. Then you can do real yoga properly. So I can just put what you can do on a daily basis in the morning, in the mid-morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Take a look at that, Jacob. I think you will like it.
I will. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Sanya, anything else? We're coming to the top of the hour here.
No, I, in the past few months,
Yeah,
a little more pain on the body part, right? Dr. Ralph. So,
yeah,
like the meditation that we did at the end.
yeah.
Again, do the practice, about the mind and body thing.
You see, one of the things is these wellness clubs are not just like a yoga studio just to come one and go. This has got, it has to be built up on one thing or another, right? So I suggested my other students also, don't miss them, come daily and then make an effort for them. People. Also, I'm doing customized too, because some people have something, some people have other things, right? So as much as possible, I'm trying to do according to their pains and their problems so that they are comfortable with that. And then when they come to the better part of it, they are able to do that, all the students thus far I have worked with, only one person coming daily, so she is making much more accelerated progress. So people may do it outside, but then everything has to be brought together by building on what they are comfortable. You cannot force feed a child, right? So you got to allow them to develop those things. But then, like I said, if you have that inner reshaping, that results in outward really dealing the life better, especially the newer atmosphere with all this pollution, all this spread of the diseases, chronic diseases and all that. That's one thing I'm saying is, after all this, we are still allowing many chronic diseases to have poor outcomes with all the money spent. That's mainly because people are not aware of how to use the modern and method. Something that we should focus on. So I'm kind of telling people, come to the wellness club, come regularly, and also learn what is proactive wellness and practice that in the life. All those things are going to be, they're not glamorous, but they're very valuable things, and they have to be done with some kind of discipline a little bit and all that. The modern lifestyle, not only in America, in India, everywhere, it has become more of more producing chronic diseases, mental health problems, rather than helping them to live a very quality life, both body, mind wise. That's where I'm trying to help them. So I'm happy the way it is going with some people, so I'm kind of focused. But here I come and just share some things. So, all right, it's almost 7 o'clock now. Anybody has anything else to ask or,
So you have daily meetings somewhere in the wellness
club? Yeah, wellness club. I done a wellness club in the morning. Nowadays we are doing it 9 o'clock a.m. because people are coming from California and other places. So Central Time, 9 o'clock. I kind of adjusted my schedule a little bit, and I was able to do that. What they do there is they do the physical yoga, breathing, meditation, but also learn this inner way of looking at things and how to really address them, that kind of thing. Some people have plain anxieties, depressions, and all that. Some people have physical ailments. Some people have problems with work and relations. So many different things, right? But we focus on how can you be spending 1 hour of awareness while doing all these things so that you will be more in the present as the day goes by, and also develop your inner resilience, because once the work they go there, they have this sympathetic overload by reacting to everything, and that is kind of nullified, and also think consciously, not continuously, allowing it to automatic, those kind of things I avoid. Actually, it is a pleasure for me to do that because I enjoy the hour, and then if they can get something out of it, that's much better, right? So you can go to my website, bapal.net/register, and there is a link for subscribing to the Wellness Club. If you want, you can join there. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
great to see you.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, Dr. Ram.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow again. Okay. Bye bye.
Okay.
All right.